Let's talk about narcissistic parents and their children's birthday money. This is the comment that is inspiring this video. My mother would open all of my birthday mail before I got home from school and would keep the money. Raise a hand, put a hand there in the comments section. Did this happen to you? Was this a thing? My mother loved to take my babysitting money. Like, I would put it away, and initially, my first time, I put it in my jewelry box, and then it disappeared. And then the second time, I hid it somewhere else, and it disappeared. And then it became a game of cat and mouse. How well could I hide it? How fast could I spend it before she disappeared it? Which, of course, gave me some pretty bad financial habits. Because if I didn't spend it, I didn't get to enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? And so what did I learn? What was I conditioned to do as a young child, 10, 11 years old, babysitting? Spend it as fast as I made it. And then my mother would say things like, oh, that Marnie money burns a hole in her pocket. She can't hold on to it. Well, yeah. I couldn't hold on to it in any case, whether I spent it or not. So yeah, it was going to burn a hole because I was going to be damned if you got a hold of it. Most of the time she did. Now let's talk about the birthday money though. So I didn't have birthday parties. My mother did not do birthday parties for me. My brother got his bar mitzvah. He got a big 13, the whole 9 yards coming into manhood. If you're Jewish, you'll understand. If not, you can Google it because this is not about that. And he got other birthday times and things like that. My mother, being who she was, we're not going to let a child be a child and celebrate the birth of that child, particularly the one that I hate so much. And so the only birthday party I ever had as a child was one that my aunt, who used to be my favorite aunt, and my grandmother threw for me. And really it was my aunt. My grandmother wasn't. I know she was there that day, but she wasn't really involved. Whatever. I had a birthday party. I was really happy about it. And in years after that, what my mother would do is she'd play the game. So the game was, we had a little dance. Oh, you can invite a friend for dinner and we'll go to the restaurant you want to go to, your favorite. You can pick whatever you want and you can bring whatever friend you want. And I would be every year ever so excited because I believed her. I look back at that, I'm like, there wasn't actually a year where I was kind of like, yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Why is it going to happen? Like, I would literally hook, line, and sinker get excited. She would repeat it enough times that I would be convinced that this birthday was going to be different. I would get to pick the restaurant and I would get to bring one friend. We lived in a house. We lived in a neighborhood. There was no reason we couldn't have a birthday party at the house other than the fact that there was no furniture in that very big house. Okay, well, didn't bother me any. Apparently didn't bother my mother because she did that more than once. Going back to the birthday parties. So inevitably what would happen is my mother would go, you can't bring a friend. It's not going to work. And she wouldn't explain why. There would be no rhyme or reason. So it would be her and I, my stepfather, my grandparents, and usually that was it unless another relative happened to be in town. My half-brother, my mother's son, the golden child. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, because he went to boarding school at one point. Maybe a family friend of hers, one of her little cronies type of thing, one of her people that, sucks up to her that wouldn't in any way be very interested in me kind of thing. So it wasn't like a friend that loves me and would have done something nice for me. She would make sure that she had extreme control of my birthdays, of everything I was going to feel on my birthday. So no friend can come. And then it would be like, no, we're not doing that restaurant. And it wouldn't be like she'd go, oh, well, we couldn't get reservations. I'm so sorry, sweetie, blah, blah, blah. No, she never called me sweetie. She called me lots of things, damaged goods, tramp. No, sweetie wasn't on the list. But anyway, so then it would be a different restaurant. You can order whatever you want. That I never got sucked into. That one I knew better. So my favorite thing, if the restaurant had it, would be baby back ribs. And I would sit there looking at the menu, really wanting the baby back ribs. And the baby back ribs were typically not the most expensive thing on the menu. And I was very aware of, I'm still very well aware, like if somebody else is paying the tab, I'm not ordering the way I would order if I'm paying the tab kind of thing, right? I'm going to be considerate to who I'm with, what's going on in that whole thing. And that is something good she gave me in a way, because the way she did it wasn't good. So creating that awareness, I'm going to thank her for that. Look at that. I can actually thank that person who taught me something good by torturing me. That's part of that thing, right? Where it's really difficult to want to thank them for anything because they made your life hell while teaching you life lessons that could have been taught in very easy ways without torturing you, using ordinary everyday things as weapons to abuse their children. So we're in the restaurant, I'd be eyeing that and I'd want a Shirley Temple. Like that was a treat for me, was a Shirley Temple. And my stepfather would look and go, oh, he would see me in that. I know he knew that there was something going on. I just don't think he realized the depth of what was going on with my mother. He met me when I was 9 years old after they were already married. The next stepfather met me when I was 12 after they were already married. My mother had a thing, right, that she did. So he would kind of look over at me and I'd be looking at the menu and I'd be waiting for her to give me permission. I'd be kind of like eyeing her without really eyeing her because I don't want her to see me with a look on my face. And this is my birthday. This is my birthday. And then finally she'd be like, kind of thing, but not say anything. And if I was lucky, my stepfather would go, Marnie, you want the baby back ribs, right? And she would kind of make a face. And then he would just order them and take me off the hot seat. Birthday money. My grandparents would give me a card with cash in it. My mother would take the card with the cash in it. We're going to put it in a savings bond. I must have a fuck ton of savings bonds out there. Is all I have to say about that. There was never a point in time where I saw any of that money, not one single solitary dime. And when people would give me gifts, she would make me get rid of things in my room because it was getting cluttered. And to be clear, I never had more than 2 Barbies at a time, and most of the time I only had one. I was allowed to keep a fair amount of books as long as she didn't see them. So I had a bed that had storage underneath and I would keep the books in there. And if they got to be to the point where there were too many to fit in there, I had to get rid of them. And I did reread my books. So that was kind of torturous for me. I would have maybe one stuffy at a time and she would do terrible things with my stuffies in terms of getting rid of them behind my back, and I'd come home searching for them. My baby bunny was like my favorite one that she disappeared. There was a point where I only had a wooden mallet as a toy that my stepfather brought back from a trip, and I carried that thing everywhere until it fell into an elevator shaft and I was devastated. So it wasn't like I had this room full of toys and it was actually cluttered. It was all about control and making sure that I didn't get to enjoy the things that were given to me, making sure that I knew that I wasn't worthy of keeping the things that were given to me. And sometimes she wouldn't even allow me to have that thing. And then she would force me to thank the person who gave it to me and lie to them and say how much I'm enjoying it. Yeah. But I should be in a relationship with her because she sounds amazing. I mean, it's in the past after all. My estrangement isn't because of any of that. It's not even because she dropped me out of a 2-story window when I was 5 trying to unalive me. That's not why I'm estranged. I'm estranged because in my adult life, she was trying to sabotage my life. In my adult life, she was the least safe person I had ever known and been in connection to. I am no contact because I cannot allow her to have access to me and continue to give me things to heal from. How many of you out there, drop 2 hands, are estranged because of what was going on in your adulthood, not your childhood? Or Okay, let's do this a little different. One hand, no, because we did one hand for birthday money. Okay, a fist. If you estrange just because of your adulthood, because you couldn't get that relationship into a place where it was a safe relationship or even a tolerable one. 2, if it is also because of the child abuse. And there's no judgment here. Whatever it's because of, that's about your journey and where you are. I would like to kind of get a count on it. Do some sort of percentage, because so many of the estranged parents out there like to say, oh, I didn't abuse my children. It's rarely about the stuff that happened in childhood. We get to a place where we're like, can we just be friends now? Can't we just get along now? Can't you just be a person in my life that treats me with the same bare minimum of respect you give to strangers? I'll take it. I'll take the breadcrumbs, because none of us actually want to be in this world without a family and without parents. Right? Am I right? If I'm wrong, tell me. I'm good with that too. All right. Thanks for being here. I'm a little snarky sparky today. The birthday money thing really got me thinking about a lot of things that she did or didn't do and did. Yeah. Oh, side note. I did ask her about the money once. I forgot about that. When she took my babysitting money on one of the occasions, my stepfather was laying on the bed there watching TV, and she seemed to be in a fairly good mood, and I had the cover of him, and I had been looking for the money and realized it was gone. So I went in the room and I was kind of like, Mommy, because I had to call her Mommy. Fucking hated that. Mommy, did you see my babysitting money? And like she looked at me, but then the temperature of the room, because she really did hide what she was doing to me from my stepfathers for the most part. Like 99% of the time, her mask was on. She had enough time where they would be out of town, particularly my first stepfather, that she could, take the pressure off of herself, like, do the thing and let the mask fall. She had enough alone time with me that she could contain it, in my opinion, longer, the good behavior, at least, in the evenings when he was home or they were home, different stepfathers. But I could feel the look, and then I knew I had him for cover. And man, if she wasn't fast on her feet, she's like, I put it in a savings account for you. We'll go to the bank and I'll get you the passbook so that you have one. You can see how your money's growing, which is basically saying to him, see what a good mom I am? Yeah, never happened. Okay, I'll leave it here. Thanks for being here again.